everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Poly Talks, where today I will be discussing President Biden's plans for running for re-election in the 2024 presidential election. Now, for some context, it is extremely common for presidents to run for re-election, and it is actually very unusual for a president to decline re-election. And the last time I believe this occurred was when Lyndon B. Johnson declined to run for re-election after his campaign got off to a bad start in the primaries. But the latest issue is whether Joe Biden will run in 2024 for the 2024 presidential election. And this is a key event because the Democratic candidate and the unity behind that candidate will be massive as Democrats look to win in 2024. And while Joe Biden is being encouraged to run by many Democrats, there is an elephant in the room, and that elephant is Joe Biden's advanced age. Now, Joe Biden was elected to the presidency when he was 78 years old, or assumed office, and he would be 82 at the start of a second term. So, of course, there are some fears as to whether or not Joe Biden has the mental capacity necessary for the most important job in the United States of America. But the key political insight here is that while this is a critical point for Republicans, and they will, of course, be attacking his age and his senile nature as they perceive it, while there are some exceptions, Democrats as a whole do support Joe Biden's re-election campaign in 2024. And the reason being, Joe Biden has shown that he can win elections. He was a senator for decades on end, and of course, in 2020, he defeated an incumbent president for the first time since Bill Clinton defeated George H.W. Bush. And while, of course, many attributed that to it being a lesser of two evils kind of scenario, Democrats do concede that Joe Biden is an experienced figure. He may not be the most charismatic, but he knows how to win, and he probably offers the party their best hopes of victory in the 2024 presidential election. But the crisis for Democrats is how Joe Biden's age will be viewed for 2024. Because there have been a number of polls which have shown mixed feelings on it, and for the whole, most Americans would rather not see Joe Biden run for re-election, not necessarily because he is a poor candidate, but simply because he is of advanced age, and this may be a real concern for many people who think that having a president of such an octogenarian, someone who's over 80 years, is simply not a fit match, especially for a country which is increasingly dominated by the voices and opinions of younger people, and kind of favors a younger mindset. So Joe Biden is going to have to contend with this, because while he will almost certainly achieve his party's nomination should he run, which he has announced he probably will, he will face difficulties defending his age in the 2024 presidential election, and it illustrates a contrast and a difficult decision between Joe Biden's electability and this one key factor, which could preclude him from victory in 2024 and could be a real reliability to Democrats. So there's a possibility that come November 2024, Democrats are brooding over the fact that they chose to nominate Joe Biden because his age ended up being the decisive factor behind his loss. But that is only a possibility, and we will have to see how well Joe Biden is able to defend this characteristic, and he really needs to show the American public and even the Democrats that he is capable of running a second term. So that is all for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope it proved insightful and a quick update as to Joe Biden's outlook for 2024 and beyond. That is all. Thank you.